Hello. So, it doesn't happen often, but last night created a topic that I could talk about for hours. If you're clicking on this video, you already know what the topic is about. It's about the slap heard around the world. Yep, I'm talking about Will Smith slapping Chris Rock at the 2022 Oscars. Let me start this off by saying Chris Rock is one of my favorite comedians of all time. Actually, he is my favorite comedian of all time. And I believe that the joke last night was actually really, really tame in comparison to jokes that Chris Rock normally does. And I also want to say that Will Smith is one of my favorite actors of all time. I've seen every single one of his movies. I'm a huge Fresh Prince fan. I even like his music, which is lame to some people. But let's go ahead and talk about the joke. The joke itself was directed towards Jada Smith, and it was about her being in G.I. Jane 2 because of her shaved head. The joke was not about her autoimmune disease. It was not about her alopecia, I think that's how you say it. It was about the fact that her head is shaved. That is the tamest of tame jokes. If you want to break it down to the ridiculous, Demi Moore was jacked in G.I. Jane. She was hot in G.I. Jane. The only feature that people really remember about that movie is that she shaved her head, though. So that's what the joke was. The joke was that Jada Smith has a shaved head, and Will Smith took it way too seriously. He got up on stage, he slapped Chris Rock, he started cussing up a storm. Well, not really cussing up a storm, he said the F word a couple times. It was crazy. When I saw it happen, I wasn't sure if it was real or not. I started checking Twitter, I started checking online, and come to find out it was completely real. And it set me off. I started going on a Twitter rampage. I was tweeting stuff, I was reading other people's tweets, I was replying. Like I said, this is a topic I could talk about for hours, just because there's so many different angles you can bring into it. Did Chris Rock know about Jada Smith's condition? Why was Will Smith laughing at first and then he got upset later? Was it Jada Smith who told Will Smith, kind of directed him to go slap Chris Rock? There's just so many different angles, and this is going to be a story that people talk about for a long, long time. Personally, I think this tarnishes Will Smith's win. This was going to be a legendary night for him. You know, he's finally won an Oscar after all the great performances he's given, but nobody's going to talk about that. Nobody's going to remember that for years and years to come. They're going to remember this Oscars for Will Smith smacking Chris Rock. Slapping. Slap, smack, whatever you want to call it. Same thing. And to me, it got me thinking all kinds of different thoughts. If there's a female comedian up there and she made the same joke, would Will Smith have reacted the same? I don't think so. Would Jada Smith have gotten up out of her seat and smacked her? A female comedian? I don't think so. What if there is a different comedian up there? What if it was Joe Rogan? Would Will Smith have had the courage, the bravery, the balls to go slap Joe Rogan? I don't think so. I think he picked on Chris Rock because Chris Rock is known as kind of a smaller, geekier, nerdier type comedian, even though he's quick-witted and, he likes to make fun of people. I think this was Will Smith being a bully. We're talking about a dude that is pretty big. He's like 6'3", and he got pretty jacked for, a few of his different roles. He's still in pretty good shape. And he was picking on a small, little comedian like Chris Rock. To me, that's pathetic. To me, that's a punk move by Will Smith. And what's Chris Rock supposed to do? You think Chris Rock is going to start a fight on stage at the Oscars? That would have just made things so much worse. I think Chris Rock taking that slap like he did, continuing on, showing no fear. He even came back at Will Smith and was like, hey, dude, it was a G.I. Jane joke. Fine, I won't say anything. He even came back at Will Smith. He didn't back down. So it's an amazing, amazing thing. But it got me to thinking, should the Academy take away Will Smith's Oscar? And this is where it got me to thinking, what would be the benefit of taking it away? What would be the benefit of not taking it away? I don't think the Academy will take away the Oscar, because the Oscars ratings have been dipping year over year over year, and this is going to boost the ratings through the roof. For the next 2-3 years, people are going to be watching the Oscars, waiting for something crazy like this to happen. So the Oscars won't take away Will Smith's award, because ultimately this helps them. But should they take away the award? And I think they should. I think this sets a bad precedent of what could happen to presenters, what could happen to comedians nationwide. I predict in the next few months, there's going to be a couple incidents where comedians are attacked by fans. I'm picturing the YouTube videos in my head right now. And I think it's all because of Will Smith. I think people see that Will Smith did this, he got away with it. There's all kinds of memes online. I think other comedians are going to be in danger. And I think this is just a case of Will Smith being butthurt. I think Will Smith can't take a joke. He took it too seriously. And he should have his Oscar taken away. You cannot assault, and that's what this is. It's an assault. You cannot assault presenters at the Oscars. It was a joke. They have rehearsals. The Academy knew this joke was going to happen. They had to have known. And they were okay with it. The Academy didn't see a problem with it. The producers didn't see a problem with it. The crowd was laughing. Will Smith was laughing. The only person that had a problem with it was Jada Smith. So I think because Will Smith passed a barrier that you should never ever pass, especially on live TV, a live nationally televised award show, he crossed a line that you should not cross. So for that, I think the Academy should take away his Oscar, and they should either just say, hey, there is no best Oscar winner this year, or they should give it to someone else. And usually I'm not for things like that happening, because in the old days, like the NCAA, when they would strike somebody's record from the record books, you still saw it happen. You still know that that player was the best, that that player set a record, no matter what happened. But with art is extremely subjective. So you could say Benedict Cumberbatch had the best performance of the year. You could say Denzel Washington had the best performance of the year. So in this case, this situation, I'm completely okay with them taking away the Oscar and awarding it to someone else. I'm completely okay with them taking away the Oscar and just saying, hey, no one won. Or explaining the situation. Hey, we don't recognize Will Smith as an Oscar winner. He did technically win the award, but we are rescinding that because he crossed a barrier that he shouldn't have. Because he assaulted a presenter, we're taking away the award. But let me know what you think. Please comment, like, share, and subscribe for future content. Bye everyone!